Yeah. After all these experiences you had in politics, what sort of advice would you give young Americans?
Um, honestly, like it's even when you say like, oh, your advice in politics, I feel like, all of your experience in politics is what you said.
How about in general?
In
Let's do that.
general.
Let's say in general.
Yeah, I mean,
After
like,
your life experiences, whether it's in your personal or political life, let's just say in general, what advice would you give to young Americans?
What's interesting to me when I always think like, gosh, compared to a lot of people my age, I have so little experience in politics because I started, not that long ago becoming aware of how what's happening on the news affects my life.
Mm-hmm.
And the advice that I would give is to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look away. There is a tendency for us to be attracted to the bright, shiny thing or the biggest disaster that's happening. And then, we turn it off because the next news cycle is in, or we're exhausted and it's stressful to pay attention to. My advice is to don't look away, because while we're looking away, things are happening that are working against us because we're looking away. And by that, I mean, when your county executive appoints people to the Racial and Ethnic Equity Commission who are extreme, who have said out loud that they don't think systemic racism exists, you should do something about that.
Sure.
But if something like that is buried on the third page of the paper, people aren't going to see it. And people think, oh, there must be some reason why she appointed those people. There must be some reason. I'm just going to trust her because she's elected and she knows what's going on. No, I mean, what's happening when we are not paying attention is the advancement of extreme right-wing reactionaries. And that has happened slowly. And we are coming to a place in Kenosha County where that is becoming harder and harder to push back against, because not enough of us paid attention consistently enough and early enough to stop it before it picked up momentum. So that's just one example. My advice is to show up and pay attention and don't feel stupid for asking questions. Because just like you said right when we started, there's so much and you feel uninformed. And I mean, I have 2 or 3 people who I know I can ask questions. Hey, I read this and it seems a little off to me. Am I getting this right? Or what am I missing? And, I can't think that, I can't allow myself to think that I'm dumb if I don't know everything that's going on, or I should know everything that's going on. None of us should feel that way. We have to work together, and we have to show up for county and municipal government meetings, and we have to vote in every single election with an informed vote. Because if you just go for the name that's most recognizable on the ballot, you get what you get. And shame on us. So, pay attention, show up, vote in every election.
That's good advice.
I mean, we have to.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, like I said in the beginning of our conversation, there's always so much going on, and I think one has to accept that you're always going to be behind. You're always going to be behind on what's going on, whether it's at the local, state, or national
Do the
level.
best you can.
And that's okay.
Don't give up.
Yeah,
though.
just don't look away, like you said.
Don't
I think
look
that's
away.
probably the number one thing is don't look away, even if you're just reading the first paragraph of
Right.
some news article.
Don't look away and don't allow yourself to be distracted
Mm-hmm.
because that's intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And, stay the course
Mm-hmm.
for sure.